Welcome. It is a beautiful Monday. Man, it feels great to be a Georgia Bulldog.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yes, sir. We still blocking out that Falcon shit though.
Fuck them. For sure.
Welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. Hey.
How are you, man? How you feeling? 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 How you feeling?
Oh man, I feel relieved.
I bet.
Confused a little bit about the whole situation with the college football playoff. We'll get into that.
Yeah, because I don't have. That's the best part about not having a team in it. I can't be mad nor confused. I ain't upset about nothing.
I'm not really upset. We'll get into it, but I feel like Steve Young in the Super Bowl almost. It's like, get the monkey off my back. Like, finally beat Alabama and not just beat them.
Destroy them. Handle
beat them like they beat us. Like in the national championship game,
one of this get back.
Yeah, we beat them, but we had, it was close. Every time they beat us before Kirby got there, it was an ass whooping.
Monkey stomp.
So I feel great. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the mic check. Y'all know what it is. We actually got some jibber jabber, some chatter, some talk, some basketball talk.
Plenty of basketball. I feel refreshed. I feel happy. I'm gonna go ahead and lead with the. We lost 3 out of the 4 last games, and I'm not upset. I'm not mad.
We being the Hawks, yeah,
correct.
Well, I mean,
yes,
all of the apparel on. So
right. Wait, for y'all who didn't know, I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan. For anybody who didn't, if you missed it, by any stretch of the imagination, it's Hawks game and it's ATL Ho, and I mean it. We lost 3 out of the last 4, but we have played really good over the last 4 games, and we haven't had the full complement of players. That some of that I'm excited about because I do think we get Trey back, and I do think that we could benefit from his juice. Pause if applicable, but this team has played very well. There should be some gelling here once he gets back.
Gel and juice.
Gin and juice. How about that? But let's start out with the Hawks 99-98 loss versus the Pistons.
Just as a whole, this 4 game thing, I'm with you. It's cool. The Pistons game, 98-99. I mean, at this point, Cade is like the assassin.
Unbelievable.
He hits everything. He hits every time. I think even when Trey was playing the last time, him and Trey had a duel, he hit the game-winning layup. Like, he's a problem. And then to add in Jalen Duren, who is a traditional center. Traditional center. He's like Dwight Howard with an offensive game.
Correct.
Like, he's the evolution of Dwight Howard.
He's kind of David Robinson-esque.
Yes.
And nobody expected him to be that by any stretch of the imagination. We thought this was going to be a 10-10 guy. All right, essentially a bigger, stronger Capella. But he is turned into a 20-10 monster, and I assume shoe-in to be all-star.
30 said he's projected to make $185 million contract extension after this year. 37.
And that is the thing that you have to watch out with these players. You want them to be good, but you also don't want them to be great because.
But you got to pay him because that's your two.
Correct.
That's your two. That's your front court and your back court.
Right. and that is the new juxtaposition of the NBA is I want to pay this guy, but he's going to get paid a lot more than Jalen Johnson. Probably not.
Yeah. Against us, he had 21 and 11 on 9 of 12. And then Cade Cunningham had 18, 8 and 8. And honestly, in that game, we kind of held. I mean, 18 points on 15 shots ain't the greatest.
No.
In
the last 2 minutes and 31 seconds.
In the clutch, they just went crazy.
They're a team that's a little bit further along than us right now.
Well, what I've noticed, and this is more of a larger conversation, not game by game, but I think Ricochet may be hitting that sophomore slump a little bit. I think they put Tobias Harris on him, and just the muscle, a grown man on him.
An adult. Hey, this is a adult basketball player. Say man who's been playing professional for a long time, and he just gets it. And size wise, they're kind of close.
And he's 30 pounds lighter. And Ricochet, he was 2 of 7, 0 of 3. His shot is interception. Y'all know we watching the Chargers. Fumble, interception, fumble again.
And somehow Reggie got in front of me. There is the interception. And then you fumbled the ball. This is embarrassing.
That's why.
Hey, Eagles. What is going on in Philadelphia? What are y'all doing?
What's up, Sneak?
Poor Eagles fans gonna ruin themselves. I don't know what to tell you. That is
all right. Let me get back to
good.
it. So Ricochet, his shot is coming and going. It's not as consistent. If he were to hit 40% of his threes, which I know is a lot, but that's his role. He
really want him somewhere between 35 to 37. 40% is
he would probably average in the teens. What I did like about Ricochet is that motherfucker is athletic.
Yes,
he be out, and when he dunk on you, he dunk with authority.
He helps our pace probably the most, and it makes the defense. Him and Jalen, because Jalen's going to get the rebound because we don't have anybody else to get rebounds. And then Ricochet is like, oh, I'm out of here. And he knows Jalen's going to get the board, so he's going to get out of here. Now, that is also one of the things was the reason we lost. They beat us in the rebound differential 60 to 34.
60 to 34.
Can't do it.
And it looked like 60 to 34 while you watched the game.
18 offensive rebounds. Too many extra possessions. That can't happen. Now, I do think that some of this is if Trey was to come back, Dyson is also a good rebounder, but he can focus on getting some boards instead of running the offense. And Jalen in the same thing where it just takes a toll on you to lead the offense, then try to board and play any level of defense, do it all. I mean, if you're not, he ain't LeBron. I know, he looks and walks and talks, but he ain't LeBron. And if you're not that, then it ends up taking a toll. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 26 points, another aggressive, effective night. That kid he's probably a starter in the NBA.
Probably.
Well, I'm saying he's probably not going to be a starter in a couple of days when Trey comes back.
But I think he's accepted his role because he's our Manu Ginobili. He's going to get all the points anyway.
And he'll play at the end of the game. He will play at the end of the game. Ricochet, I hate to say it, bro.
Get the fuck, Bernard. Get the hell. But that's a theme through these 4 games is we definitely need rebounding. But the other theme is, aside from the Clippers, because our schedule lost, Jalen didn't play. I now see where we need Trey in the half court, especially at the end of games.
Correct.
Like what I like about this team without Trey, it's not the fact that we don't have Trey and we're doing all of this stuff without Trey. It's that Trey's, and I said it before, his role is clearly defined now. Like, you have to do this X, Y, and Z at this point in time in the game.
And you got to try on defense.
Yeah.
You cannot become, because
you do kind of.
We're a top 15 defense without you. You can't come and sink the ship on defense, bro.
I don't think he will, though. I don't know. Actually, again, I'm back. I ain't got no expectations because I said he could play off the ball for 2 years. We ain't never seen that.
Right.
I said the Falcons. I Southern.
Right.
The only team I ain't have expectations for was Georgia. And hey, it worked. So look, our hands off. I don't know what he can do. I just hope.
And this is the
They do.
reason I had to be very careful when I said, are the Hawks playing really good basketball? Yes. Are we better without Trey? No. This is the reason. A lot of like 99 and 98, I think that if we had a little bit more offensive juice, we beat them. The Clippers, y'all can throw that game. That was everything at one time. That CP3 and then bouncing back from that. That's us playing with no KP, no Jalen, no Trey. You don't have a chance at that point. There's also just a point where your team is going to bottom out, and there's not going to be enough of anything to get it done. And then on top of that,
the last time we played them too, with Veet hitting 8 threes.
Correct, and Veet was still hot. I mean, I don't have too much to discuss in that game because it was just such a stupid game, but it wasn't a game that we really ever had a chance to play. I mean, it had a chance to win, and it kind of is what it is. I think though, if we can get at least Trey back for a reasonable amount of minutes and KP can consistently play at least the games that are not back-to-backs, then yeah, it would be great. But I have to
KP.
I have always been through with him, but I always have to give him a little bit of credit because of what he did getting us off of 3 years of $15 million with Terrence Mann. Because boy.
Yeah.
T-Man is T-terrible.
And yeah, and now that you're bringing up this Nuggets game, this graphic, I am mad, but not. The first half, I'm mad we blew the lead. The Hawks were up by like 20.
41 it was 41-23, and then the lead peaked in the second quarter when we were up 63-40.
And then they went into halftime, they being the Nuggets, and Joker decided, okay, I'm gonna play.
Did y'all get out as the greatest player in the NBA currently?
I think he went into halftime with 10 points. He ended up with 49 and 8. I think you text me like, yo, what happened? I said,
yes,
Joker.
I left my destination and we was up 9. I got home, we was down 9, and I'm like, it was 20 minutes. It wasn't that long. But there are a couple things in that Nuggets game. Number one, this is a professional, elite, championship level team. Also, sometimes I think that if you're the MVP, you kind of and you played a decent amount of games. Well, I know I can coast through this first half, and then I can turn it up in the second half when it matters. I don't think that you can. I don't. I think he as one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player in the NBA currently, when and where you need to do it. We've seen LeBron James do it for 18 years. And when he needed it,
what did you do?
He summoned it up. He turned it into what it was. And then suddenly it was over.
And he got Jamal Murray hot in the second half. And that kind of opened things up for him. We couldn't jump him in the paint. And one-on-one, we ain't got we don't, but there's really not anybody in the league that can stop him. Maybe Victor. No. Nope. He put 40 on Victor too.
Right. No.
So I mean,
my thing about it was we was up 9. Then we was down 9. We tied it all the way back up. And to me, that's the reason these losses, while they've been losses, I've been super okay with them because of the resilience and toughness. This is a playoff level like atmosphere we played in this game. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 30 points, many big shots. Jalen, 21, 18, 16. He had a triple-double in the first half. I think it's the
fastest triple-double in league history behind your boy, Joker.
He's like, hey, you made this a hot line. I made this a hot song, brother. Kristaps off the bench, 25 points. Leave his ass on the bench. On the bench, he can shoot every shot he wants.
Him and Alexander Walker off the bench could be lethal.
Game changing.
Lethal.
That's 50 points. You might, as realistically, there's somewhere between 30 to 50 points every night on the bench. And depending on the night and how he's playing and how he's feeling, both you guys could be in the closing lineup.
It could happen. It could happen, man.
And I'm also not opposed to putting Jalen's ass at the 3.
A lot of versatility, which is what the new GM, remind me of his name, the new GM, Ansi Saleh. He said,
optionality. Optionality is the thing that he
optionality,
lives by.
multiplicity. He said, I want to be able to play multiple lineups and be able to match up with anybody. And out of everything that I've seen, what I like is, y'all know me, project manager, I like things defined. Trey's role is defined. What we need to be better, what moves we need to make if we decide to make some or bring somebody up, we know we need rebounding, defined. We know we need a backup point guard. There's no wishy-washy. Well, maybe if we do this, maybe no. This is exactly what we need. It's defined what we need. Now we need to go get it. Or you could just throw a monkey wrench in it and go get Giannis. But
I'm not in. Well, let's table that for a second. But overall, this is a very good game that I enjoy. I enjoyed the game, number one. I don't love the loss, but I'm fine with the loss. I like us playing under pressure late in games against good teams, and we did it versus the Pistons in a big way, and we did it versus the Nuggets in a big way without our leading contract. So for me, that means that as long as one of our best players.
The way you worded it is
because y'all know how I feel about things. I don't even really like to say is a player good, like which player is better. I look at value only now. The second apron is very much so changed the way that I look at players. It is, how can you fit under this cap, and what do you look like going forward to this team? Trey at $40 million is a lot of money. And I think that hopefully he understands. And I think that he's been paying attention that I need to come back and I need to get out of LaMelo and Ja land. That is not a good place to be. And when people start lumping y'all in there, hey, no.
Posting all them graphics, shout out to
right. And I want to give him credit. He ain't Ja, he ain't LaMelo.
Nope.
Now, I don't, by any stretch of the imagination, love the kid, but at the same time, I ain't gonna do him bad either and put him in there with John LaMelo. LaMelo consistently plays very non-competitive, unethical basketball, and John's been a clown. I hate to see the young kid be a clown, but
LaMelo hasn't grown up. He still plays like he's back at Chino.
He plays NBA Jam. That's what he does.
He just plays like he's Chino Hills. Like he shoot from half court. He do
right.
And it's like he's like, man,
he just don't play serious basketball.
You drive your value down. Like the talent is there, but the stupid decisions and things that you're doing on the court drive your value down. And I'm gonna put a pin into that because I'm gonna come back to that for NFL.
Which is kind of the thing that I do appreciate about Trey is Trey has matured as a basketball player in the shots that he takes. And LaMelo, the same things that I used to say about Trey, I kind of feel about LaMelo now. Like, hey, man, I'm glad he's not on my team because it's fun to watch. He's become like what I used to call Trey, a Harlem Globetrotter. If it's not your team, it is very entertaining to watch. But if you're trying to win a damn basketball game and he back there doing the Udi Wapti, oh, I'm ready to choke you. What are you doing?
Oh, I did the Julian Newman.
Right. Yelling and screeching all over the floor. But hey, that ain't my problem. If it ain't my problem, get out the way. Speaking of not my problem, we got our revenge, baby. Wizards came in and slapped us up with Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum and Middleton, and I ain't like that. Now I will say that they still played us very tough. It wasn't. We didn't dog them like I think we should have without Middleton and without Kispert and without Alexander Sarr, but we got the job done. It was 70-55 at half.
I'm listening.
30, 12, and 12 from Jalen. He playing out of his mind. Another 21 points from Kongwu. V. Krejci with 14. V. Krejci is such a steal. If I make a deal with Atlanta, I have to have V. Krejci. Give it to me. I need that contract.
Nope. You take Kennard and you be happy.
Right.
Nope. Yeah.
I told y'all, V is on scholarship and and I'm talking about a group of 5 scholarship, not Power 5 scholarship.
Yeah, it was That game was interesting to watch because I first off, still in the league. Shout out to Bomani Jones, still in the league candidate. Marvin Bagley the third.
Just hanging around.
But Keontae George, 15 on 11 shots. CJ McCollum, 28 points on 17 shots, 7 to 12 from 3.
There is a world where if CJ McCollum, I think this is the last year on his contract, he could be a value add player if his contract is reasonable.
He's starting to hit that Ray Allen type.
If you want to be a ring, if you want a ring chase, brother, you could do it.
What the hell is happening in this game? We just saw another interception and now a sack fumble. They've had 3 turnovers.
Oh my God, that's the reason he blew that man up. What was he doing in the backfield?
And he was the Kobe Dean did it. Shout out to UVA. Oh, y'all just didn't block nobody?
No, not a soul. He was like, whoa, what are you doing here before?
Whatever.
And Hampton was trying to do his best, but he was not prepared for that by any stretch of the imagination.
Man,
he's like, bro, y'all know
running at full speed.
I just came back from injury, and then y'all want to put this man in my face? Hell no. We ain't whooped the Wizards. I honestly think that there is a team there with the Wizards.
I was about to say that. That's what I was gonna say before that. The Wizards, they actually not bad. Like,
there are not a lot of teams that really just suck. Now, there's a difference in sucking and being terrible and not trying to win. I think the Wizards are just actively not trying to win. I can't understand.
You try to win,
right? I'm trying my best. I am happy that we won. I think that if they had their full complement of players, it would have been a little bit more difficult. They didn't have anybody to try to stop anything on defense. Sarr in the paint would have been different. Koulibaly, if he played, he would have been a better. Keontae can't do it by himself.
Yeah, but kind of went off.
But if the Wizards make some moves, they're going to have some cap space. They could be a legitimate team in the future. I think that about them and the Pelicans. It's not a lot of teams that are terrible because the Pacers are going to be back once Halliburton is back too. So it's a good time. The Eastern Conference is a lot. Before we go there, though, we might as well give y'all a little update on the pick here. As y'all can see, New Orleans Pelicans, the absolute worst team in the NBA. That gives us one of the 3 best chances of landing the number 1 pick in the draft. Y'all also can slide down there to look at number 12. Well, Milwaukee is there and steadily dropping day by day, and they are the other team in the lottery that we could have either one of those. We take the best pick from the Pelicans or the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah. And then that does help us out because our pick goes to San Antonio.
Right.
So,
but we also have another pick. We have one more pick of ours in this draft.
Yeah, we have 3
picks. Jeez.
But we gained the 3rd pick because of shout out to you, Joe. Shout out to Joe Dumars. I will say for the Hawks, I have a bone to pick with the scheduling. Bro, they had us all over the United States.
14 games of travel.
All over the United States. And we played 5 games in 2 weeks with a back-to-back. Then we had to travel and then come back to Atlanta. Like that, I was like, yeah, you can't play Jalen. You can't, and we already hurt.
Right.
Now we get 6 days off though. So
yes,
that
you don't play again until Friday. Right. Which for me, I like the tough schedule early. And I like that we've been able to see without Trey that these guys can at least hold it in the road. Which, number one, you think that with Trey, you get a little push. And being that we have one of the 5 youngest teams in the NBA, this is a lot of minutes for a bunch of guys who at a lot of times would not get that many minutes. And it's still tough on a guy like Hasan Newell. He still can't find a way onto the floor consistently. And I think he's good, and he shot well from 3. which makes Kristaps Porzingis at the end of the season a much bigger decision if he's still there, which I'm not guaranteed that he will still be there.
I had some stamps here earlier because I had to send my grandmama a letter. She's still like mail, and she ain't got, we ain't got no. She in the country. Internet is a premium, so I was looking for my mail because I was like, we can ship him on out of here. We can Amazon, DHL.
Man.
You remember DHL?
Yeah.
UPS,
FedEx, whatever.
Wherever you got to go, big dog. I ain't called a liquor man. I got a liquor man number. He'll come pick you up too. Give you a bottle on the way to the airport.
And that is
Kennard. I actually don't know if we should get rid of Kennard. I wouldn't mind it, but Kennard is playing out of his role. We keep trying to make him a ball handler, and that's not it.
But the thing is, if V is going to play this well, we need less of you and more of a secondary ball handler.
Yeah, I get it. I agree, but
I would be looking for a guy who's equal to or greater than as far as his ability. Like, his ability to shoot is great, but I'd rather have a guy who shoot a little bit less and handle the ball a little bit more.
And facilitate. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And Kevin Huerter, at the end of the season, if you're interested in a return to Atlanta for a menial cost, we would love to have you back.
I would take Kevin Huerter over Kennard. I would see if we could do that. Well, what's his contract? I think his contract ends. Either way, we ain't got to follow that.
They close. They close. I think Huerter probably gets paid more, but Chicago probably got some money. But how do you feel? We are 25 games into this season, which sounds crazy. I feel like basketball season just started. How you feeling about us right now?
Oh no, we ain't been healthy. Porzingis was out for 10 days.
He
they said for him. No back-to-backs, and then he just did not play no more.
Prepare for him to always be out.
Well, so we ain't got no Trey. Porzingis is out. I feel confident because of I don't have the standings up, but the East is so jumbled right now.
Hold on, I got it here, right here.
Yeah, the East is so jumbled right now. So for us to be able to still be, I mean, we're in 9th place, but we're literally one game out of 4th place.
You're 1 week from being the best team in the East. That's the easiest way I can put it. If you have, God forbid you have 2 weeks of good basketball, you're a world beater. But yeah, we are in 9th place currently, but everybody, I mean, second place has 16 wins. We have 4.
We can do 2 through 8 easily. Not easily, but we match up very well again. Toronto.
No, 1 through 9. The Pistons are at the top with 19 wins. We're at 9 with 14 wins.
Yeah, but realistically, I don't unless the Pistons, if everybody's healthy, I don't see us being better than the Pistons. I think of those teams ahead of us, the only 2 teams that I would have some hesitance of playing would be Detroit and Toronto. I think we can beat the Knicks.
Toronto lost 3 in a row.
Lost 3 in a row?
Correct.
But matchup wise, they match up very well against us. Orlando, we could beat. Miami, we know we don't believe in Miami. Philadelphia.
Well, no, you have to watch Miami. I know that what we've kind of used to is Miami playing that slow ass, stupid offense that they've played in the past. Miami's playing a very high intensity, low pick and roll, very egalitarian basketball. If you have the ball, shoot it, pass it, move around. It's that simple. That's the reason Spoelstra should be in the conversation for Coach of the Year. He has overhauled this offense in a manner that I just didn't expect. Orlando.
I don't think that they're better than us. I think Philly with a healthy Joel Embiid is probably the second best team in the league.
Oh, where are you gonna see that again?
Never, because he told y'all, and I'm gonna say that every time. He told y'all, hey, shout out to you, Harden. That's why I still blame you for when they lost to Boston, because you disappeared. And Joel Embiid said my knee will never be the same.
I think that especially with Trey, we match up we give them fits.
Now, and then Milwaukee, Giannis, we can get into that.
It's over for Milwaukee.
I don't feel any team can beat us really except for Detroit and probably Toronto. I think we beat every other team.
But I think with Trey, we could. Detroit don't. They beat us by one. One. We could make that up, I think. Anyway. So 25 weeks in, 25 games in, this is how I feel. I feel fucking thrilled. You have how many guys playing the best of basketball of their career? Jalen Johnson, pretty much a shoe-in as long as he's healthy for an all-star game. Onyeka Okongwu playing the best basketball of his life. Nickeil Alexander-Walker playing the best basketball of his life. Vit Krejci playing the best basketball of his life. Dyson, I think going back to his normal role, he will be back to his normal self. He's been the person who's had to do the most kind of learning on the fly. Because I don't think that, he was a point guard, but he was always more of an off-guard defender type of guy with some other level of facilitator. Him trying to play point guard has been tough, but I think it's a growing pain that I'm thrilled about. V is playing the best basketball of his life. Mo Gay.
Get out of this slump. Y'all going to be sick.
Yeah. And Risache, I like him. For me right now, he's going through the trying period in his second year. It's like when you get out there and you go from varsity to when you go from JV to varsity, and you're like, damn, they're just bigger than me and stronger than me, and they're kind of kicking my ass. And at first, you're like, boy, it sucks every day. They keep kicking my ass. They keep kicking my ass. And then suddenly you're going to get to a point where you're like, hey, I'm as good as these dudes, and I'm better than some of them. And when he sees the other side of that, I think he'll be perfectly fine. Because he's still impactful in different ways. It's just physically, it's tough on him against these guys that are substantially bigger than him. Mm-hmm. While we're here, now that we've talked about how we feel, there haven't been really any trades or anything done so far. I'm really, I feel like it's on the way. I also forgot that a lot of these guys can't be traded until somewhere between January 1st to January 15th, and that will be trade season. So right now, I just hope that Ansi Saleh is scouting and kind of preparing his moves.
Well, you already know who I already put it in the group. I was like, man, they shopping Zubac. I was like, hey,
please.
That would be interesting because he solves a lot of our problems.
Right.
And he can play with Okongwu because Okongwu is now shooting the corner three.
Right.
That's one person I would see. Giannis, yes. I don't know if anybody would not take Giannis. But I don't know if I'm willing to give up because they're talking about, well, now they're not talking about Jalen because he's played his way out of trade rumors.
Oh, no.
But they're talking about like Zachary Risache, Trey, Okongwu. Like they keep talking about 3 or 4 players. I'm not willing to do that.
Well, they can't afford 3 or 4 players. That's the other part is, remember, they're already kind of cash poor because you got the $20 million that you waived and stretched Dame for the next 5 years you got to pay. You got Miles Turner on that terrible contract, which I told y'all was a terrible contract. And and then what Giannis gets paid. So it's not the most money. Everything that I've seen was Trey Risache and a pick. Now, there are a couple things that I think should be taken into consideration. This is second year in a row. He's had a weird, very wonky non-contact injury. He hasn't played the most
injury too.
Right, non-playoff. And that makes us have to win now. I didn't come into this season saying the Atlanta Hawks have to win a championship. The minute that you get Giannis, you have to play for a championship. And I'm not ready to give up Risache for injured Giannis and a pick and a good draft. You could probably get, and I don't even know if I want that top pick, that Pelican pick might not even be on the board really in conversation with me. Because God forbid we trade for Giannis, it's still Atlanta. He come over here and what's the first thing to happen? Tear that Achilles. And then we look like the Atlanta that everybody knows. That would make me sick to my stomach. That would make me way more sick than us finishing the season somewhere between 5 to 7. As long as we're not in the play-in, I think it's an upgrade for us. But if we get him and then something goes left, I'm gonna be sick. I know it.
Yeah. It's a lot going on.
And tell me if I'm wrong, but that's a very realistic thing to happen to us.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he got hurt, I was like, glad we ain't pull that trigger. I was like,
Right.
man,
and now we negotiate different, brother.
If that were to happen. So what trade?
Let me be very clear. Hold on. This is the other part. Let me be very clear. Giannis is getting the hell out of Milwaukee.
Yeah, he already asked for a trade. And it was like, well, wait.
They have no way to be good. He does not want to be on a team that's not good. They should have traded him, like I told y'all at the beginning of the season, because at least then you could have got premium value and nobody could have said, oh, well, look at a non-contact injury, him being out for a month while your team continues to plummet and you don't even control your pick. You're going to get robbed. You about to get juked. Prepare for it. Trades for me. As y'all notice, if y'all look right there, the Bulls are now in 11th place. Just that quick. You came in and you was hot like fire. You've fallen off. I'm back on the Giddey train. Hey, do y'all want Trey? I'd love to take Josh Giddey and a piece.
Didn't they just re-sign him? Didn't they give him an extension?
Yes.
Yeah,
they can trade him.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
Okay, then be terrible.
But I mean, you're going to be terrible with Trey, and he's going to opt out.
But if you traded me, I would probably have to take Patrick Williams. It would probably be Giddey and Patrick Williams for Trey.
Again, if you're Trey, why would you stay there?
Oh, because it's Chicago. And when Chicago is a basketball city, and you could be the man in Chicago. And people love basketball in Chicago. And if you turn that team around, and you would be the guy with the money.
Trey, I don't see a reason. I wouldn't go from a playoff. I'd opt out, and I would go where I feel like I could win. I wouldn't. I'm not going to unless they give. Of course they could give me all the money in the world, but then I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be hamstrung and I'm gonna be sorry anyway. So I'm not going. I don't see that happening because if I'm Chicago, I'm not taking Trey back unless he's already signed the extension.
Absolutely. But Trey, you can either negotiate right now with a team that's willing to pay you, or you can wait and see what your value is. And I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but the market for small guards getting paid a ton of money is dissolving. I was listening to them talk today about Jalen Brunson. They're not confident that the Knicks can win with him.
Yeah, but if I'm going to take less money, I would go to a contender, right? Like, I would take less money.
I don't think that he wants to take less money, because if he takes less money now, you'll never get back into the money conversation again. Too young.
I would go back. I wouldn't. I don't see that trade happening. I know that's your pipe dream. That's your pie in the sky. You've been saying that now for a year. I don't see that. It may. I'm open again. This basketball. I'm open to being wrong. I don't see Chicago trading somebody that is probably in the conversation for most improved player.
No,
him and Bazzelli, him
Matis Buzelis, man. Say the man name. I love him too.
I put both his names together.
I love him.
Him and Buzelli have rapport. And now I'm bringing in Trey, who's not in the contract.
Tall white.
And is probably going to want more money than.
Yeah, that's the reason we will also be taking, which I hate to do, to take a bad contract. We will be taking Patrick Williams off the books. And Patrick Williams is a lot of reasons they suck, because they just don't have enough money to pay one more guy. You could probably move Vooch. They should really be in fire sale mode, because if you could probably get Trey and you could probably get Jonathan Kuminga and probably sign them both to decent contracts. You could probably sign Trey to $40 million, and you probably Kuminga's under at like $25 million. I could make that into a team. I know I could.
I'm sure, but I would
love
rather
the
keep
Bulls.
Giddey and try to get somebody else versus
Fair.
trading Giddey. But of course, he says Zion Pell's update.
Well, that was the other part of the Pelicans are the worst team in the NBA. They're also apparently looking for a reasonable trade for Zion. Which
my question is, what is reasonable? What do you think is reasonable?
I don't think
I feel like our definitions of reasonable are different from what the Pelicans are thinking.
The Pelicans are like the Ravens to me. Y'all have known what to do forever. And I've said what you should do forever. And you just don't do it. You never do it. Drafted Zion, I said, well, this height and weight don't make sense. Then he been hurt and you maxed him. And I don't know how y'all feel about money, but after you max somebody, I don't know why you expect them to give you any more. I've gotten all the money and gotten all the honey. Mariah Mills. This was just mismanagement. Then y'all did us the biggest solid. Y'all did us 2 solids. There is nobody who's more instrumental in the Atlanta Hawks rebuild than the damn Pelicans. They gave us Dyson Daniels for nothing. Then on top of that, they gave us the number 1 pick in this draft. And I think that Derek Queen is going to be a very good player in this NBA. I love watching him and Fierce play, but the juice ain't worth the squeeze in this situation. If y'all thought that we was gonna get him, y'all should let us have Derek Queen. Y'all should have took Ace and Newell and kept your pick